The southern region of Puglia, that's the heel on Italy's boot, is famous for many things, including its coastline, olive oil production, and orecchiette. Now, they use the pasta to make the area's signature dish, orecchiette con cime di rapa, or orecchiette with broccoli rabe. And I've got the original broccoli rabe, Broccoli Dan, here, and he's going to make this dish for us.
I'm so excited to make this dish. It's just so comforting. It's one of the first pasta dishes I really got into and learned to make. I'm working with some really great ingredients. Okay. So I have a pound of broccoli rabe here, and it's really, really simple to prep. You know, the original version of this dish would really just use the light leaves, and they wouldn't use the stems. I'm gonna use all of them, and we're gonna do a blanching step to make everything nice and tender.
Great. But this is one of those recipes where there's so many different variations anyway.
Absolutely.
Okay.
There are so many different variations, and the most simple, I would say, like the most original version of it is just the leaves. There's no cheese, there's no sausage, so it's very kind of clean. And we're gonna be making a variation that's really, really common. So it has sausage in it, pecorino romano, so it ends up being a little more luxurious.
Great.
So I have a pound of broccoli rabe here, and the trimming is really simple. Some of the ends can be a little bit rough there, so I'm just gonna slice those off. So now I'm just gonna cut it really simply into 1.5 inch pieces and go right through.
Yeah, big departure from the big stalks of broccoli that we see sometimes with orecchiette. The broccoli rabe, it's a bit of a different taste, definitely a different texture.
Absolutely. I mean, I love it. We don't have enough bitter foods, I feel like. I love how it contrasts with, you know, garlic and spice and adds a whole nother level of complexity. All right, that's wonderful. I'm gonna set this aside over here.
Lovely.
And now let's move on to our sausage. And I'm using some hot Italian here. You can use mild, whichever you like.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna slice down the side. We don't wanna work with this as links. We actually wanna work with just the nice sausage that's inside. And this is 8 ounces of really nice Italian sausage. And this is a little bit spicy.
So if people could find bulk spicy Italian sausage, that's what they should go for?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I think a pork and garlic would be nice too. That would be really nice. This obviously has some fennel in it, which is gonna, you know, bring fennel flavor to
Right.
it. So if you didn't want that, you could go with a really mild garlic sausage. So I have my trusty 12-inch carbon steel skillet here with 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil heating up. You could use a non-stick pan here, but I like that we can get this higher heat without any safety issues.
Right.
So I'm gonna add my sausage. I'm gonna use a wooden spoon. I like one with a flat bottom like that, and I can really break it up. I'm looking for 1/2-inch pieces.
Okay.
We're looking for the sausage to just start to brown, which takes about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, great. That looks fabulous. You can see a little bit of browning right there. We've got lots of nice pork fat in the skillet.
Yes.
And that is gonna be perfect for adding our next ingredients. So I have 6 cloves of minced garlic.
Ooh. Powerhouse of flavor there.
Yep. And a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. So a little bit of heat.
Not too crazy.
Not too aggressive. And so we just cook that for about 30 seconds, super aromatic, and I will shut the heat off here. At Cooks Illustrated, we're food nerds. That's why every recipe we develop involves research, cooking science, and rigorous testing by our team of expert test cooks before being tested by our dedicated community of 40,000 home cooks. Only the highest rated recipes earn a place in our award-winning magazine. Every issue features our latest recipes and discoveries, cooking tips, and equipment and ingredient reviews. Our step-by-step photos and hand-drawn illustrations show you exactly how to succeed. What you won't see, even a single page of advertising. We've worked for home cooks like you for over 30 years. So, are you ready to become the best cook you know? Subscribe to Cooks Illustrated magazine at cooksillustrated.com today.
Okay.
Back to our broccoli rabe here. We're gonna do a little blanch on it. So I've got 4 quarts of water here. I'm gonna add a tablespoon table salt.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go in with our broccoli rabe. So how long you cook this is definitely personal preference. In Italy, a lot of times they cook veg a little bit further. It loses some of its bright green color, but I don't know, it gets really nice and soft and beautiful. Crisp tender is also really nice, and that's what we're gonna go for today here. So it'll be nice and green. It's gonna take about 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, our broccoli rabe has been in there for 2 minutes. I love the color change that happens anytime you blanch.
What a beautiful green.
It's so beautiful. So I'm just gonna use a slotted spoon, and we're gonna shake off some water and then transfer directly into our skillet with the sausage.
All right.
Now this can be a pretty brothy dish, so a little excess water coming from here, not gonna be a problem.
That's the beauty of using orecchiette, because those little ears, they just cup all of that sauce, that broth.
Fabulous. We've got all our broccoli rabe into the skillet here with the sausage. They're gonna mingle and hang out while we cook our orecchiette. So this is some beautiful orecchiette, and you can tell that it's handmade based on the shape. It looks a little rough in that way, but it has these beautiful lines on it. So the way that it's traditionally made is you'd make a pasta dough, usually with a lot of semolina in it. and you roll it out into a thin log, and then you cut off a little piece at the end, and using a knife that is serrated and small, you run it over the pasta, and in one sort of motion, you're both curling it around and making those indentations.
Yes.
So it's really just a beautiful pasta, and that shape, as you mentioned, just catches so much sauce.
Right.
And so if you're looking for the real deal, this is what you should be looking for at the market. So this is gonna go into the same water where we blanched the broccoli rabe. I'll give it a stir. I'm gonna cook this until it is al dente. I'm gonna use my personal sensor to figure out when that is.
Okay. And this is already seasoned too, because you seasoned it before you added the broccoli rabe.
Exactly.
Okay, great.
So this is a pound of orecchiette, and we're gonna go until it is perfectly al dente. All right. This has been about 9 minutes, and I wanna check. I really don't wanna overcook this pasta. We definitely want al dente.
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay.
Nice bite to it still. Great. So I'll turn the heat off, and we'll head over to the sink.
All right.
Okay, so I always like to keep a measuring cup in my colander. So when I go to strain it, I remember that I need to save some pasta water.
Right.
So I'm gonna save a cup of pasta water, and then we will strain. Okay, and we'll go right back into our pot. We have all of our components together, so it's just a matter of putting it in one nice big pot here. So add our sausage, our broccoli rabe, garlic, all that nice pork fat.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Well, the sausage alone is kind of a super ingredient because of all the flavor that's in there, and then the fat, as you mentioned, it's going to add a ton to this dish.
Tons and tons. We're also going to add 2 ounces. This is also going to add tons. 2 ounces of pecorino romano, and I'm also going to add 1/3 of a cup of our pasta water here.
All right.
And now we'll stir. This dish can take on a lot of different textures. Sometimes you see it really brothy.
Right.
Sometimes it's much drier. We're going for something a little bit in the middle. That's why we save so much pasta water. We can really use it to adjust.
Gotcha.
And stirring like this really helps build an emulsion. You know, finishing any pasta sauce is building an emulsion, right? You've got your fat and your water, and you have starch in there, and you want it to be this really nice silky sauce. So really stirring and mixing it up is a smart idea. A little bit more in there. It's the best sound. So you can see how there's plenty of liquid, but it's not thin, right? It's got a nice body to it.
Absolutely.
And that's we've got that nice emulsion there. So
I can see the little pasta's just cupping some of that sauce. It's just perfect.
all right, it's time to serve.
That is lovely. It smells amazing.
And it looks good too.
It sure does. It looks bright and fresh. I'll make sure I get some of that broccoli rabe in there. That is lovely. It's so light and brothy. You have this power punch of flavor from the sausage in there, and that bitterness from the broccoli rabe.
Yep. That garlic comes through.
Yeah, it sure does.
But what I love about this dish is you can taste the pasta. It's about the pasta. Everything else is kind of complementing it. And the texture is just so fabulous. You were talking about those pockets that just catch sauce. There's a nice bite to it. It's so nice. This is one of my favorite shapes.
Dan, this is spectacular. It's quick, easy, bright, flavorful, perfection.
Thank you.
If you want to make this beautiful dish at home, brown Italian sausage with garlic and red pepper flakes. Simmer the broccoli rabe and then use the same water to cook the orecchiette. Stir everything together with pecorino romano and the pasta cooking water to make a creamy emulsion. So from America's Test Kitchen, orecchiette with broccoli rabe and sausage. You can get this lovely recipe along with all the recipes from this season, plus product reviews and select episodes. Those are all on our website, americastestkitchen.com/TV. I almost said /sausage.
Understandably.
Yes.
We hope you enjoyed this video as much as we enjoyed making it.
Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel.
And if you're ready to take your cooking to the next level, head over to americastestkitchen.com and get a free all-access trial membership.
While you're there, you can sign up for our free email newsletters and download our app.
With unlimited access to over 14,000 of our Test Kitchen recipes and 8,000 product reviews, you'll have everything you need to cook and learn.
So I ask, what are you waiting for?
Let's make something great together.